Hello everyone, I'm Kiran Joshi. Hope you all are doing good. This is the first video of Class 8 Geography, Chapter 5 Industries. Industry means any economic activity that is concerned with the production of goods, extraction of minerals, or the provision of services. The goods are produced by processing raw material. Children, this process of converting raw material into finished goods is called manufacturing. Through the process of manufacturing, meaning changing raw material into a product, value is added to the goods and they become more useful to humans. We can understand it better through the example of the making of a loaf of bread. To make a loaf of bread, wheat is made into flour. The flour is mixed with yeast, water, milk and salt and then baked in an oven to produce bread. Thus, the value is added to the raw material, wheat, through the process of manufacture. Another example can be of making paper. To make paper, wood is pulped and then pressed into thin sheets of paper. Through the process of manufacturing, wood changes into paper and its value increases. So children, we can say that the finished product has more value and utility than the raw material that is used to make the product. Industries can be classified on the basis of raw materials used, on the basis of size and on the basis of ownership. Let's first understand the classification of industries on the basis of raw materials used. On this basis, industries can be classified as agro-based industries, mineral-based industries, marine-based industries and forest-based industries. Agro-based industries derive their raw material like plants and animal-based products from the agricultural sector. The cotton textile industry, the jute industry, the vegetable industry, food processing industry, dairy products and leather industry are some examples of agro-based industries. Now the mineral-based industries. As the name suggests itself, these industries get their raw materials from minerals. Basically, mineral-based industries are primary industries where mineral ores are used as their raw materials. The products of these industries are used as raw materials for other industries. For example, iron made from iron ore is the product of mineral-based industry. This iron is then used as raw material for manufacturing several other products like heavy machinery, building materials, railway coaches, etc. Marine-based industries utilize products from the sea and oceans as raw materials. Seafood processing industries and manufacturers of cod liver oil are some examples of marine-based industries. Forest-based industries obtain their raw materials from shrubs, herbs, grasses and trees in the forests. The industries associated with forest produce are wood pulp and paper, cardboard, rayons, pharmaceuticals, furniture and fittings, timber for construction and rubber. Children, industries can be classified on the basis of size also. This classification is based on the amount of capital invested, the total number of employees and the volume of the production. So, on the basis of size, we can classify industries into small scale industries and large scale industries. Small scale industries use lesser amount of capital and technology as compared to large scale industries. Small scale industries mainly produce for the domestic markets and the produce is less in volume as compared to large scale industries. Silk weaving, food processing, manufacturing chemicals, furniture and fittings, producing garments and leather items are some examples of small scale industries. Children, cottage industries or household industries are a kind of small scale industry. Cottage industries involve few people and simple tools. Mostly the work is done from home. Pottery, basket weaving, shoemaking, etc. are the examples of cottage industries. In large scale industries, large amount of capital, huge machines, modern and superior technology are used to manufacture goods. To run the machines, large scale industries need huge amount of power. These industries provide employment to an enormous number of workers, and the production here is on mass scale. Iron and steel industry, textile industry, petrochemicals, aircraft, railway coach and shipbuilding industries, and cement industries are some examples of large scale industries. On the basis of ownership, industries can be classified into private sector, public sector, joint sector, and cooperative sector. Private sector industries are owned, managed, and controlled by individuals or group of individuals. Private sector industries operate mainly for profit. Some leading private sector companies in India are Birla Group of Industries, Reliance Industries, the Tata Group of Companies, etc. Children, public sector industries are owned, managed, and controlled by the state or the central government. The basic aim to operate these industries is the benefit of the public than for making profits. The price for their products is determined through planning. The Indian Railways, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, Indian Oil Corporation, Steel Authority of India Limited, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, Air India, Ordnance Factories are some examples of public sector industries. Third category of industries on the basis of ownership are the joint sector industries. These industries are owned, managed, and controlled jointly by the state and individuals or group of individuals. In other words, such industries are operated together by private firms and government agencies. These industries operate with the dual purpose of making profits as well as to ensure the welfare of the people. Maruti Udyog Limited and Gujarat Alkalis are examples of joint sector industries. Then comes cooperative sector industries. Cooperative sector industries are owned and operated by a group of people belonging to a cooperative society. The members of the cooperative society usually produce or supply the raw material. They also process the raw material to add value and thereby they earn profit. Anand Milk Union Limited, that is Amul, Sudha Dairy, Krishak Bharti Cooperative Limited, in short it is called Kribco, are some examples of cooperative sector. There are various factors, children, that affect the distribution or the location of industries. These factors are raw material, land, water, labor, availability of power resources, capital or money, means of transport, and proximity of market. Industries are preferably established at those places where some or all these factors are easily available. The government encourages industries to set up factories in specific areas, especially in backward areas, by providing incentives such as subsidized power, lower transport cost, and other infrastructure. Industrialization often gives way to development and growth of towns and cities. Now let's learn about the industrial system that consists of inputs, processes and outputs. The inputs include the raw materials, labor, land to operate from, power, communication, trade, transport and other infrastructure. The processes include a great variety of activities that transform the raw material into finished product. And the outputs are the finished products and the income or money earned from it. For example, in the textile industry, the inputs are cotton, labor, land, power, and transport. The processes include ginning, spinning, weaving, dyeing, and printing. And the end product or the finished product is cloth. That can be shirt, frock, trousers, etc. Children, when a large number of industries are located in a selected area and are close to each other, it helps to emerge industrial regions. These industries enjoy the privileges assured by their governments and the benefits of their proximity or closeness to each other. Major industrial regions of the world are Eastern North America, Western and Central Europe, and Eastern Europe and Eastern Asia. Eastern China and Japan are included in this. Mostly the industrial regions are located in the temperate regions near seaports for transportation facilities and especially near coal fields for power. Dear children, India also has several industrial regions. For example, Mumbai Pune cluster, Bangalore Tamil Nadu region, Hooghly region, Ahmedabad Baroda region, Chota Nagpur industrial belt, Vishakhapatnam Guntur belt, Gurgaon Delhi Meerut region, and the Kollam Thiruvananthapuram industrial cluster. You can see and locate these clusters given in the map in front of you. Accidents or disasters occur in industries due to technical failure or if the hazardous material is handled in an irresponsible manner. The Bhopal disaster is one of the worst industrial disasters or accidents in history. It occurred on 3rd December 1984 when, due to a technological error, highly poisonous methyl isocyanate, that is MIC in short, that gas along with hydrogen cyanide and other reaction products leaked out from the of the pesticide factory of Union Carbide, that was a multinational company based in the USA. The official death toll issued in 1989 was 3,598 caused due to this disaster. Thousands who could survive still face one or many ailments or diseases like blindness, impaired immune system, gastrointestinal disorders, etc. Another industrial disaster occurred in Gaoyou, Chongqing, China, when gas well blew out on 23rd December 2005. In this incident, 243 people died, 9,000 were injured, and 64,000 were evacuated. Many people died because they could not run after the explosion. Many suffered burns to their eyes, skin, and lungs from the gas. Here are some measures and steps that can reduce the risk of industrial disaster or accident. First point in this is industrial areas should be established far away from the densely populated residential areas or cities. Then those who live close to the industries should be aware of the storage of hazardous chemicals or toxins. They should also know the possible effect of these chemicals. There should be improved systems of fire warning and firefighting. Then industries should be allowed to store only a limited amount of toxic substances. Then pollution dispersion qualities in industries to minimize the pollution should also be improved. So that's all for this video. The remaining part of the chapter will be covered in the next video. Till then, answer these questions. First, describe briefly the classification of industries on the basis of raw materials used. Then, second, describe briefly the classification of industries on the basis of ownership. Third question, describe the inputs, processes and outputs of an industrial system with an example. Fourth question, what do you understand by industrial disaster? Mention some ways to reduce the risk of industrial accidents. Children, if you found this video helpful and wish to watch more of such content, do consider subscribing to the channel. Also, if you have any queries or comments, please post them in the comment section below. Thank you.